Good day everybody, Corey here with a follow-up tutorial on user registration and maintenance. I have received a dozen of emails regarding that particular tutorial, so I summed it up as the following. Many of you asked me how I would go about to prevent administrators to manage the admin profile itself. Then Miezo commented about the fact that bcrypt should be used for all password fields, and I fully agree. 90% of you, if not more, asked me about the logic within the application, so I will try and explain that. Then lastly, Shuaibu asked me about adding some text to the login page, so I will take a moment to explain that. Thank you very much Excellentsoft for creating such useful software. Please go and visit their website to obtain your copy. Also, while you're there, you might want to take a look at the additional extras they have in forms of templates. In future, I might actually run some tutorials on some of the templates they have. So, just before we start, I just want to remind you this is a follow-up on the tutorial PHP Runner version 10.1 user registration and maintenance. If you haven't seen this tutorial yet, please make sure that you do. So let's quickly recap what we did last time. We had a list of products, there was users, and we created a view called app users. First thing that I want to do in phpMyAdmin is to delete the view. And there's several ways to do so. I'm just going to go and click on operations while I'm on the view and click delete. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my user table, go to the structure, and I'm going to add after the password a new field, and I'm going to call it temp password. Now browse the table, you will see that we have an extra column over here. Now to answer the question how I would prevent administrators to see their own profiles, I'm simply going to remove administrators from the new view I'm about to create. So I'm going to go to my user table and I'm going to select all the fields I want my administrators to see. You will now see that I can only see the columns that I selected, and I excluded the password column. They can only see the temp password column I just created. Now in the where clause, I'm going to simply say where user group not equals to admin, not C. Now since there's only one administrator in this table currently, the output of this column should be empty. So this is exactly what I want. Administrators can't see admin. Now since I'm happy with this query, I'm now simply going to create a view from this. Create view as app users as, and then the query that I wanted to output. You will now see that I have a app users view over here, which is currently empty. Exclude administrators. I'm now opening up the application. And very important, I'm going to synchronize the database because things has changed. You can always go and click on view details. It will give you a breakdown of things that has changed. So the next step is to go to the security page. I'm going to go back to registration and passwords. This time I'm going to say I want to encrypt passwords. Please note that bcrypt is the recommended algorithm to be used. Now you will notice something here, since I'm going to send the reset password link because I did tick remind password page over here, I am actually in need of 2 more columns. Now I don't have these columns in my tables. Now you can go and add it here and go back to PHP Runner, but I'm just going to ask PHP Runner to create these columns for me, and I'm just going to leave it on the setting create new in both cases, and I click OK. You will see now that I have a reset token and a reset date that wasn't here before. That's the beauty of PHP Runner. It makes things so much easier in many cases. Okay, now I'm going to go to my page designer. I'm going to go to my app users table. You will see that the temp password is right here at the end because it was newly added, and I just simply want to move it next to my email. Now I'm just going to double click it And I'm going to view as custom because this is a new column that was added just now. And I'm just going to add the following code. Please go and watch the previous tutorial to see how these other fields were amended. Now I'm going to go to my events page and after record added. The first thing I'm going to do is going to encrypt the temp password with this method and store the value in this variable. And we are going to put this value in the real password field. I will have to do a database update of the users, and I'm going to set the password to the encrypted password where the email is equals to the value email. Using the email is not a problem in this case because it's an unique value. Now I'm going to go to my after password changed, and I'm just going to add a second field to be updated. You're also going to update the temp password to absolutely nothing after the password is changed. We're going to do a registration quick. So I'm going to say my name is Corey and my password I make 1234. It tells me registration successful. Going to the login page and I can sign on. Let's quickly look at the database. You can see that my password was encrypted. Very interestingly enough, these two strings in the password is very different from each other. However, the password in both cases is 1234. Now this is really secure. So let's just sign on as the administrator and go to the users. Please note he can only see users that are not admin. So let's add a new user. I'm going to add Gary. His password is going to be 4747 and we're going to save him. As you already can see that they can still see the password to 4747 because they just created this user. They can now inform the user about the login credentials. There you will see the temp password is set to 4747. So Gary is going to sign on now, 4747. It forced Gary to change his password, 4747. And I'm going to make my new password 1515. And we'll be able to log in. You will see that the temp password is now empty and the new password is encrypted. If admin 2 signs on now, although the password is really empty, I'm just putting still the word block there. Okay, now just before I go into the logic, I just want to go and show you how to add custom text in the login page as asked by one of the users. You will do this by going to the page designer. You open up your table lists. Make sure you go to common pages. There you will find your login page. Here he wants to add some text before the username and password. Now before we do that, I just want to draw your attention quickly to the security page. There is right on top here the login form appearance. You can say how do you want your page to appear. It's currently default on separate page, but you can have your login as a pop-up or as an embedded page. Depending on your needs, you will have to come and select the page that's going to work best for you. I'm just going to leave it on separate page and click OK. Back to my designer page. Here I'm just simply going to add a column before. Now you will see I have 3 columns before here where I simply can go and add some text. By doing so, I click on Insert HTML text. This is one way of doing it. Put some text here. Another method to add some text here would be to insert a code snippet. I'm going to make a new snippet and just call it some text, and here you can echo out your message. I like to use this method because I actually have access to my database from this view. There are more detailed explanations on how to use the page designer, which I would recommend you go and watch. Now finally, I'm going to go to the logic of this project. The first thing that executes when somebody signs on is the login page. The before login page will execute. In there, we're going to do a simple test to see if the user is active, yes or no. If the user is not active, we're going to set a message and we return false. At this point, we refuse login. If the user was active, we're going to simply return true, and the after successful login event is going to execute. In there, we ask another question. We see if the registration source is equal to admin. If it is no, we're going to update the last sign-on date and simply continue with the login. If the registration source was admin, we're going to redirect to the change password page and we exit this event. Within the change password page, the before change password event is going to execute. Simply in there, we ask whether the new and the old passwords are the same. If they are the same, we're going to set a message and refuse the change of password. If the old and new password were not the same, we're going to return true, and the after password change event is going to execute. In there, we simply update the registration source to password changed. Now this is very important, as this will influence the question we asked in after successful login right here. So this is where the real logic happens. Finally, in the register page, it's very important that after successful registration, we're going to have to say that the source field is equals to web. This will also influence the test that we do in the after successful login event. So hopefully I was answering some questions in this tutorial. If you still have some questions regarding the logic, please don't hesitate to ask. And thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Till next time.